Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgie here from Allendale's trading floor. It's April 5th. We did have corn and beans lower today. We finished the week lower. Corn down about a penny. We had beans down about 10 cents. Now for corn, we did have this July spread, the July D's spread. Spreaders back in that market again. Buying July, selling D's. December down about 5 cents, whereas only down 3/4 cents for July. But for the week, still a very negative week. Corn down 66 cents. Beans dropping back about 43. Now, beans, we still have a lot of concern right now with this bird flu situation in China. That's still going to remain there over the weekend. We'll have to see what kind of news comes out this weekend. A lot of guys still talking that we've seen one death here last night or yesterday due to bird flu. They've killed quite a pile of birds as well. We'll see what kind of tolls we see next week or see if this does escalate, but it is going to be something that needs to be watched very closely as we go through the weekend. As far as wheat, a little different story. Wheat up 5 cents today. That's up 11 1/4. So with corn and beans being lower, wheat rallying this week and actually closing pretty strong. So looks pretty good right now. We'll see what happens. Still anticipation to see if we do get some more export sales in wheat. You also have that Minneapolis contract kind of leading the way right now due to some of the snowpack that we have up there. A lot of guys nervous about getting the spring wheat in. If we don't get that wheat in the ground, it will probably go back to beans or probably go to beans. But it is still a little friendly yet on this wheat market. Outside markets, dollar down 19 cents today. Crude oil pulling back about 30. So initially the dollar broke very hard after the jobs number had came out today. Pretty disappointing. The market had reacted to that very quickly. The dollar was down more than 40 at one point, but right now about 20 cents lower. Crude oil dropping back 30, 92.95. Pretty negative week for that crude, but we still are holding this support near this $90 a barrel range and may end up still hanging on to this as we go through the weekend. But that's our next area. 95 right now is going to be your resistance. If we can get back above that, maybe try to test those highs we just made here last week. But as I mentioned, the negative jobs number that had come out, stock market broke very quickly as well, down more than 100 points. Currently, though, only down about 44, so making a recovery. S&P down just 7, coming back more than half of what it had lost earlier in the session. Metal markets are strong today. Gold up 25, silver up 46. We've had a pretty significant loss this week as far as the metals, so maybe a little bit of short covering right now for them. Not a lot of news in the metals on why we've seen this strength, but we do have some short covering right now, maybe taking that off the lows a little bit. The trends right now are still down, so continue watching some technicals there for metals. And the cattle, you had fat cattle down about $1.22. Most of cash trade coming in steady with last week, right at that 128 level. Box beef, choice down 3, select up 4. Not a lot of movement there in wholesale beef prices. But we've got to watch that cash market. That's going to be the driver here next week as well. And the hogs down $1.65. So, and that was for the April contract. Some of the back months were down even harder than that. A lot of concerns out there of this bird flu in China. Is that going to spread? Is it going to affect the hogs? This was more panic than anything. And then throw on top of that the negative jobs number that we had seen and the negative economic data that we had this morning. So a lot of mixture there for hogs. We've got to watch the cash market there. That's been more stable. We do have more of a seasonal rally right now, but we've got to. The big thing is this China news. That's been affecting a lot of these markets and probably going to continue. So watch that story as it develops here this weekend. But feel free to give us a call next week. We're changing hours. We're going to open up. The CME is shifting 7 o'clock. The markets will start trading Sunday night, and not at 5 o'clock. So, but give us a call with questions that you have. You can reach us here at 800-262-7538, or check us out online at allendale-inc.com. Hope you guys had a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.